To End Bullying, it started last year when we first met with the A.B.I initiative and the Kempton family, and we heard about their tragic story and their loss because of bullying. And that, in a sense, inspired us to do something about it. And we were sitting around this table for about an hour, and we were throwing back ideas at each other, the board and I, and we came up with this idea of having a rally, because there's Relay for Life, and that's a walk, and then there's, cure, walks for different kinds of diseases and to find a cure and stuff. So we thought, why not have an anti-bullying walk, and that's how it came to be.
I've heard from parents. Last year's event was really eye-opening for me. I had a lot of parents come to me and kids come to me, and kids as young as 6 talking about their experiences at school, and adults talking about what's happening in the workplace on occasion. So there's still a lot of work to do to create awareness, build awareness, and just have everybody on board realize that we can all make a difference.
Good evening. I'd like to thank our guest speakers, our sponsors, and of course our volunteers who have helped with the walk, and all those who have made this event possible.
Here tonight, we unite together to form a team, a large group of people who passionately believe that we have the power to put a stop to something hurtful. We have the power to make a difference, and we have the power to end bullying. As a team, we are here tonight for one reason, and that reason is that we all have a common goal: to eliminate bullying and its harmful effects.
As a team, we can achieve this goal. Nothing is impossible. As a team, we are truly invincible.
Thanks again to everyone who made this event possible, and a huge thanks to everyone attending and making the 2nd annual Walk to End Bullying such a success. So thanks, guys.
Police services everywhere take this bullying issue very seriously. Presentations that I do, mostly in the schools, go anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. I'm going to pare it down to about 1.5 minutes this afternoon. And just give you a really quick bullying 101. And I'm going to read it because I don't want to miss any of it. If someone is hitting, biting, kicking, punching, pinching you, pulling your hair, tripping you, that's physical bullying. If someone is always teasing you, calling you names, spreading rumors about you, leaving you out of a group activity, that's bullying. If someone touches you, that is bullying. Also, if someone is using racial slurs against you, making fun of your customs, the color of your skin, your accent, the food you eat, if they tease you about your country, that is bullying. Bullying is when someone keeps doing or saying anything to have power over you or another person. Bullying is harmful. It makes young people feel lonely, unhappy, and frightened. It makes them feel unsafe and think there may be something wrong with them. They lose confidence and may not want to go to school anymore or get sick. Dealing with a bully can be difficult, but remember, you are not the problem, the bully is. You have the right to feel safe and secure. If you are different in some way, be proud of it. Stand strong, spend time with your friends. Bullies hardly ever pick on someone that is in a group. If someone is bullying you and telling them to stop and they don't, tell an adult. This is not telling tales. You have the right to be safe, and an adult can do things to help the bullying stop.
Unfortunately, Rick couldn't be here, but he asked that I share a message with you on his behalf. Congratulations on the 2nd annual Walk to End Bullying. The success of last year's walk has turned this event into a full-time program for the Northumberland Youth Advisory Council, and I'm so glad to hear of the continued support for this movement. I wish I could be here today to show my support. Our youth deserve the best opportunities to reach their full potential, and programs like the Walk to End Bullying deserve our full attention and support. Best wishes for today's walk. On behalf of MP Rick Norlock.
That's last night.
Through the education system, we've come a long way to address the bullying issue in our school system, but no single identity could really tackle the problem on its own. So we need the whole community behind it, and what we've started here in our 2nd annual walk to make people more aware of what bullying is all about and how to prevent and how to stop it. So thank you for coming out today. Thank you for the organizers that took the initiative to make this happen, and of course the sponsor supported it. As a province, we're behind you 100%, and we'll keep on working until we eradicate bullying. Thank you. Have a great walk.
Well, thank you, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here again. I wish we didn't have to have an event like this, though, because anti-bullying is something that we wish we never had to actually initiate. It's one of those things, though, that does happen. Happens in all walks of life, whether it be young children right up to mature adults, including our elderly. So we want to put an end to it. I see there's a lot of anti-bullying shirts out there, t-shirts on. I'd encourage you to purchase one of those because it goes to a great cause. And again, I would like to congratulate the Kempton family for starting this initiative and keeping it rolling. And I know they went through some tough times, and I remember when they did come to our council, and it was one of those presentations that actually pretty much brought tears to a lot of our councillors' eyes when they heard it. So in the end, I think we need to put an end to it. I'd really like to see that and encourage it, and I wish everyone all the best. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and like all the speakers prior to me, I really believe bullying is a serious problem in our society today, and I'm really happy to see that the number of people who are getting involved to increase the awareness is growing. And I hope that even this is only the second one, I hope by next year we'll see even more people out here, because we know that in today's society, bullying comes in many different forms. And bullying is not restricted to any particular age group. Bullying can take place from a 6-year-old right up to a 90-year-old in the form of elder abuse. So it runs the whole spectrum of age groups in our society, and the only way that we can make any improvements in any of the problems we have in society today is to raise the awareness. And that's what you people are doing here today, and it is so important. The more you raise the awareness, the better chance we have of fighting it and eliminating it in the long term. That's what we really want to do. So I do want to thank the Northumberland Youth Council for all the work they've done in helping to organize this. I want to thank everyone here for coming out, because it is such an important issue, and it's important that you spread the word among your families, friends, and neighbors too. So thank you very much.
We do have a number of special guests here today, but I really would like to include everyone who is here today as a special guest. All of you who have taken the time to come out and show your support for this initiative is very heartwarming, not only to the Northumberland Youth Advisory Council, but to my family. No one really knows the pain that a child or an adult goes through when they're bullied. There's a feeling of isolation, that no one cares for them, that the world does not care. And I think until we have more rallies like this, and they get bigger and better every year, and we let these people who are being bullied see that there are ways that they can go to seek comfort, to seek help, it will continue. One thing I would like to say, it is good that we wear t-shirts. Wear an A.B.I t-shirt, a pink shirt, a white shirt. Have anti-bullying weeks, join all kinds of clubs that promote anti-bullying. But being involved in trying to curb bullying does not start when you put on a t-shirt, and it does not end when you take it off. So when you leave here today, please take with you the thought that there is someone perhaps that I know that I could speak to, give them a word of comfort, take them for a cup of coffee, take them to a movie, just be a friend at a time when things look the darkest. And I think, and my family thinks there's lots of times, if there had been someone like that who had stepped forward for A.B.I, this event today might not be here. I would like, in my closing remarks, to thank Merlander and particularly Jamie for the yeoman's work that he has done in the last few weeks to pull this together. Thank you very much.
I have a special interest in bullying because I've been a teacher all my life, and because I've dealt with a lot of children and young adults who have felt the pain of bullying and who have felt the pain of being alone during that time. When I was trying to think of what to talk about today, I thought about all the different forms of bullying and the different kinds of pain that those forms caused. And, but I suspected that people who were going to be here today would already know about those things. According to the 2006 CIA World Facebook, about 27% of the world's population was below 15 years of age. That means that about 21% of the world's population was student-aged. Now, the population of the world midway through last year was 6,850,000,000 plus. That means that there were close to 1.5 billion people between the ages of 6 and 16. If we take the lowest estimate for students experiencing some form of bullying in their lives, we get 300 million bullying victims worldwide. That's a huge number. Now, let's compare it to terrorism. Worldwide victims of terrorism numbers 70,000, substantially less than 1% of the global population. Now, that's not to minimize the 70,000 victims. It's 70,000 too many. But when you compare terrorism and bullying in terms of people directly affected, it provides some interesting insights. The projected 300 million bullying victims is over 13 times the percentage of those affected by terrorism. Now, to address global terrorism, military forces mobilize billions of dollars in defense budgets, and most of us support all of the efforts to stop terrorism. Many in this country and in other countries become zealots against terrorism. All of us would be upset if our governments did nothing. Whether terrorism is global or individual, it is defined the same way. It operates under the same rules. The results are the same: degradation, victimization, and fear. It is insidious. Globally, it destroys human life, and individually, it destroys human dignity. Why are we willing to accept or dismiss or ignore bullying? The answer, unfortunately, is quite simple. People can blame global terrorism on others. It comes from outside. We don't have to take any personal responsibility for it, and we don't have to get involved personally ourselves. Bullying, on the other hand, lives in our communities. It lives through the people we work with or go to school with every day. Sometimes it lives in our families and in the people we love. We can't confront bullying without taking some responsibility for allowing it to exist and to thrive. And we can't confront bullying without getting personally involved in the solution. So what is the solution? It lies in power. Power has to be taken away from bullies and potential bullies and given to ordinary students and citizens who are victims or potential victims. How do we do that? Well, it's not simple, but power comes mainly from three sources. The simplest part of the answer is to give power to ordinary people by making sure that our structures, our governments, our courts, our schools have policies and strategies to deal with occurrences of bullying. Safe school policies and zero tolerance policies go a long way towards promoting anti-bullying culture. These really are mixed up. Students in particular need to know that there are laws and rules for them and against intimidation and violence. Even more important, families are structures, and homes need to have the same zero tolerance, anti-bullying cultures. So what do all the cultures need? Clear rules, a process, and strategies for students to follow when something happens, a forum for dialogue, an openness to listen without judgment, a willingness to act quickly, fairly, and consistently, and courage to provide real consequences for bullying behavior. The second source of power is in numbers. If the realization that targets of bullying are not alone. Many victims hide the hurt as if they're ashamed of what someone else is doing wrong. If you are a victim of bullying, don't hide. There are more people who have been bullied than there are bullies. If you are being bullied, search out others who have also been bullied. Report incidences, ask questions, find answers. Find others who have had similar experiences and band together. Seek out support from fellow students, from teachers, from parents, from everyone. If you are a victim, look around you. For every 5 people that you see, at least one has been targeted, just like you. For every five adults have the same ratio. People know what it's like. This is not a problem that you need to face alone. And this is not a problem about you. This is a problem about the person who is the bully. There is nothing wrong with you. He or she has the issues. He or she is messing up, not you. Isolate the bully. Don't isolate yourself. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't have to deal with the problem, because you all have to deal with the problems in your lives, but it just means that you don't have to deal with them alone. The third and best source of power comes from within, and there are 2 critical things to give people power from within. The first is knowing that you deserve respect. To know that, you have to respect yourself. You have to have self-worth. Jeremy, one of my characters in the book, says, "For as long as I can remember, I've been a target. I don't know why. I guess it's just me being me, not a good thing. I try to stay out of the way, especially from Jeremy and his terrorist friends." This is Matt speaking, sorry. "I'm not very good at it. I should be by now, but I'm not. I take different routes to school. I find out-of-the-way places where I can spend time when I don't have to be in class. It's like military strategy, really. Reduce exposure, blend in, avoid enemy contact. But my enemies don't play by military rules. Bullies are like hidden IEDs. They're always there, just beneath the surface. They're embedded. You can't avoid triggering them. They explode just because you're walking where they are. We need to get rid of the IEDs. No one deserves to move through life feeling as if they're walking in a minefield." Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. Often these individuals get left till the very, very end